Hi, my name is Noah, and I'm going to tell you about something really scary that happened to me. It happened just last year, when I was driving home from visiting my cousin in St. Louis. It was really late, almost midnight, and I was heading back to my apartment in Carbondale, Illinois. That's where I live, near the big Southern Illinois University. The road was empty. There were no cars in front of me and none behind. Just trees, road signs, and the sound of my tires going thump-thump over little bumps in the road. I was tired, but I didn't want to stop. I just wanted to get home. And then I saw it. Flash, flash, flash. Red and blue lights lit up behind me. A police car. At first I thought, oh no, did I do something wrong? I pulled over to the side of the road, just like we're taught to do. I rolled down my window a little bit. The police car stopped behind me and a person stepped out. But something felt weird. The police car didn't have numbers on it like they usually do. And the man walking up to my car, he didn't have a flashlight or a radio. He didn't say hello or license and registration. He just stood by my window, breathing loudly. I said, "Hi, officer. Is there a problem?" He didn't answer. Then I looked at his face, and it was hard to see. He had a big hat pulled down low, and his face was mostly covered by shadows. I could barely see his eyes. His police shirt looked wrinkly and old, like it hadn't been washed in years. I asked again, "Is something wrong?" He didn't say anything. But then, he pulled out a gun. He pointed it at the window. Not like a real police officer, not calm, not careful, just sudden. My whole body froze. He still didn't show me a badge. No name, no badge, no words, just the gun. I knew I had to go. I threw the car in drive and slammed my foot on the gas pedal. Vroom! I sped away so fast my tires screamed on the road. I didn't stop. I didn't look back. I just drove and drove and drove until I reached a gas station near the college, where it was bright and full of people. I parked under the lights and just sat there, shaking. A real police car pulled in a few minutes later. I told the officer what happened. And you know what he said? He said, "We didn't have any officers patrolling that road tonight. That car, it wasn't one of ours." I asked, "Then who was he?" The officer didn't answer. He just looked at me, then looked out at the dark road beyond the lights and said, "We've heard stories. We don't know who he is." I still don't know who he was. But now, every time I drive home late at night, I look in my mirror over and over. I look at every flashing light. I look at every face. Because someone out there is pretending to be a cop. And he's still out there. He has no badge, he has no name, just a gun, and a face you can't see. My name is Leo, and last summer, something really scary happened to me. I was driving home from visiting my grandma in Colorado, and it was very, very late at night. The road was dark and quiet, and the only sound was the hum of my car tires and the wind blowing across the fields. I was getting tired, so I pulled off the highway in Kansas near a place called Wilson State Park. I saw a little rest stop with a bathroom, a few picnic tables, and a couple of streetlights glowing soft and yellow. It was the kind of place people stopped to stretch, eat snacks, or take a nap. I parked my car under a light, locked the doors, leaned my seat back, and tried to sleep. But I couldn't, because that's when I saw him. There was a man. He was standing way over near the edge of the trees, not moving, just standing. He didn't walk. He didn't wave. He didn't blink. He just stood there, like a statue made of shadows. At first I thought, maybe he's just waiting for someone. But he never moved. 10 minutes passed, then 20 minutes. He was still there, still not moving, just staring straight ahead. I tried to ignore him and close my eyes, but every time I peeked, he was still there. After an hour, I whispered to myself, "That's not normal." And then, he took a step closer. My whole body froze. He didn't walk like a regular person. It was slow, like something from a bad dream. One step. Then he stopped again, still staring, still not blinking. I locked my car doors again just to be safe, even though they were already locked. I wanted to leave, but my hands were shaking. I didn't want to drive tired, but now I was too scared to stay. So I turned the key, started the car, and drove away as fast as I could. I drove for over an hour, 100 miles, until I reached the next rest stop, near a town called Salina, Kansas. It was a bigger rest stop with vending machines and lights and even a few other cars parked there. That made me feel better. I thought, okay, I'm safe now. I parked and took a deep breath. I looked around. No weird men. No one standing still. I got out, stretched my legs, and bought a water from the vending machine. Then I saw him. He was there, the same man, standing under a tree, not moving, not blinking, just like before. I dropped my water. How did he get here? I had driven 100 miles. There was no way he could have gotten there before me. He didn't have a car. I didn't pass him. He didn't follow me. But he was there. And now, he was closer than before. I jumped in my car and slammed the doors shut. I locked them all again. He was walking now. 1, 2, 3 steps, closer and closer. I backed up fast and zoomed out of the parking lot. I didn't stop until the sun came up and other cars filled the road. I never saw him again after that. But sometimes, when I'm really tired and driving late at night, I feel like someone is watching me. Sometimes I even see someone standing far away in the dark, not moving, not blinking, and I wonder, is it him? Hi, my name is Troy, and something really scary happened to me one day. I never told anyone before, but now I feel like I have to tell someone before it's too late. This story is true, and it happened right here in the Sonoran Desert in Arizona, where there are big cacti, rattlesnakes, and one very scary man. I was driving all by myself in a red car. I was going to visit my mommy and daddy in Tucson, and I hadn't seen them in a long time. I was excited. I even packed snacks and made a playlist of my favorite songs. But then, my car started to make a splutter, splut, splunk noise. Uh-oh. I didn't know what was wrong. I pulled over. I was in the middle of nowhere. Just sand, rocks, dust, cacti, and no other cars in sight. I opened the front of the car, the hood, and I pretended to know what I was doing, but really, I had no idea. I was just poking around to look busy. I didn't want to feel like a baby who couldn't fix a car. Then I heard it. Vroom! A white truck came driving up behind me. It stopped. The door opened, and a man got out. He had messy curly hair, a long beard that looked like it had never been brushed, and a shirt with little holes in it. He looked old and tired, like he had been walking through deserts forever. He didn't smile. He didn't even say hi. He just walked right over to my car like he owned it and started looking under the hood. I told him thank you and said my car wasn't working. He said he was a mechanic. That means he fixes cars. So I believed him. But then he said something weird. He said, I need a compression tester. My friend might have one. I didn't even know what that was, but I nodded. He pulled out a phone, stared at the screen, and then frowned. It's dead, he said. Can I use your phone? I didn't even think about it. I just said, sure, and handed it to him. That's when it happened. With one hand, he took my phone. With the other hand, he reached into his jacket and pulled out a gun. He didn't yell. He didn't scream. He just said, sit down, don't move. I was so scared. I sat down on the ground. The rocks hurt my legs. My heart was going boom, boom, boom like a drum. The man took my wallet. He took my backpack. He made me tell him the secret password for my phone. Then he got in his truck and drove away. I just sat there, all alone. No phone, no money, nothing. I wanted to cry, but I didn't. I just waited and waited until, finally, another car came. A nice lady stopped and helped me fix my car. She even told me how to get to Tucson without using a phone. I made it to my mommy and daddy's house late that night, but that wasn't the scariest part. 2 weeks later, I got a letter in the mail. It said, thank you for opening a credit card. I didn't open one. Then another letter came. It said I spent a lot of money in Nashville, Tennessee, but I hadn't been there. That's when I remembered. My social security card was in my wallet. The scary man had it. He was pretending to be me. Every day after that, something new and bad would happen. He opened more credit cards. He bought things I didn't buy. He even went to the hospital pretending to be me. I called the police, but they said they couldn't help without a name or a license plate. I felt so small, so powerless. But I didn't give up. I became a detective. I set up alarms online. I watched my credit report. I searched for my name on the internet every day. One night, I even looked on Craigslist, a place where people sell things. I typed in my name. Then I typed in all the towns where he used my name. And then I saw it. A post with my name and a picture of something he was selling. I won't tell you what happened next. Not yet. That part of the story is still going. But now you know. Someone didn't just steal my phone. Someone didn't just steal my money. Someone stole my life, and I'm still trying to get it back. Hi, my name is Andrew. This story happened when I was a little older, but I still remember it like it was yesterday. I was working at a big air base near Flagstaff, Arizona, with my best friends Luna and Max. We worked with radios and talked to planes in the sky. One weekend, Max said, "Let's take a trip. Let's go to the mountains near Sedona and eat snacks and explore." Luna said, "I'll drive." So we all jumped into her big blue car, packed our snacks and backpacks, and zoomed off. The sun was shining, the sky was blue, and we were having so much fun singing songs and telling jokes. We were driving on a quiet long road with hardly any other cars when Max suddenly looked behind us and said, "Hey, did you see that black car? It came off the side of the road right after we passed." I looked out the back window. There it was, a big black car. It looked like one of those cars that police drive, but it didn't have any lights on top. It was just following us, slowly, quietly. Luna said, "That's weird," and switched to another lane, but the black car did the same thing. She did it again, and the black car copied us again. I started feeling funny in my belly, like something bad was about to happen. Then, flash, flash! The black car turned on red and blue lights. "Oh no," Luna said. "I think we're getting pulled over." We stopped on the side of the road. I looked carefully as a man got out of the black car. He was wearing all black clothes with a helmet and a vest, but nothing on him said police. He didn't even come to the window. He just stood behind us, watching. Then he started looking through our back window. He stared at our snacks. He read the stickers on the back of Luna's car. He even looked at her license plate. Max rolled down his window and said, Sir? Is something wrong?" The man didn't answer. He suddenly walked to Luna's window and said, "Give me your driver's card." Luna was scared. She gave it to him. He walked back to the black car and just sat there for a long time. We were whispering. Max said, "This feels weird." I nodded. My heart was going thump, thump, thump. Then, the door opened again, but this time, 2 more men got out. They didn't look like police either. My tummy felt twisty and I held my breath. The first man came back to Luna's window. He looked really serious now. He pointed to a sticker on Luna's car and asked, "Was your dad in the army?" Luna said, "Nope. I'm the one in the army. And so are my friends." She pointed to me and Max. The man's face changed. He looked at the other 2 scary men, then looked at Luna again. Everything went quiet. And then, he said, "I'm letting you go. Drive safe." He gave her card back and walked away fast. All 3 of the men got in the black car and zoomed off down the road, kicking up dust. We just sat there, frozen. Max said, "They weren't real cops." Luna started driving again, and we didn't say much the rest of the way. We got to Sedona, and we tried to have fun, but the scary moment kept playing in my head. A few days later, Max and I were watching TV when something scary came on the news. A man and a woman had been found hurt in a ditch near Flagstaff. They were attacked, and their car was left nearby. The reporter said, "It was a black car, a stolen black car." Max and I looked at each other with big eyes. We ran to find Luna and told her. We all remembered that the black car we saw looked just like the one on TV. We went straight to the police station and told them everything. They listened to us and took notes. I felt a little bad that we hadn't told them sooner, but we didn't know. Even now, I sometimes think about how Luna's little sticker saved us. If we weren't in the military, those scary men might have done something really bad to us. I'm just glad we're okay. But I still remember that black car. And I still remember how my heart went thump, thump, thump when I saw those three strange men. Because I think they wanted to hurt us. Hi, my name is Mike, and I want to tell you a really scary thing that happened when I was almost done with college. I was going to Northern Arizona University in a big piney place called Flagstaff. It's cold in the winter, but the trees are so pretty and tall. Now, every spring, students have a big fun day called Pinefest. It's supposed to be full of parties and music and friends. I had never gone before. But this time, my best buddy Tyler said, "Come on, Mike, it's your last year. Let's go." So I said yes. We drove in a squishy car with Tyler, Jake, Omar, and Benji. We were all really tall, so it was like sardines in a can. But we made it to Tyler's sister's apartment by the woods. She was super nice and said we could all sleep on the floor like a big sleepover. We were having fun. Music, snacks, dancing, everything was perfect. But then, we saw someone standing outside the store when we went to get soda. It was a guy named Alex. Alex was not supposed to be there. Alex was weird. He wasn't really our friend. He just followed people around. He was loud. He lied. He made everyone uncomfortable. And there he was, just standing there, smiling like he belonged. None of us invited him. No one told him where we were. He just showed up. We tried to ignore him and walked back to the apartment. But he followed us. Then, when we got there, Alex ran up and said to Tyler's sister, "I'm staying here." And he just walked in. Tyler got really mad. He told Alex, "You have to leave. You lied. You're not welcome here." Alex didn't like that. He stood outside the door for a long time, trying to get back in. He knocked. He begged. He got louder. But finally, he left. Or so we thought. That night, we laughed a little about it. We joked about Alex being creepy. But something didn't feel right. Benji looked at his phone and said, "Wait, I can see where Alex is. We used to share our phone locations." Then he gasped. His eyes got huge. Alex's dot on the phone was right on top of us. He was right outside. Then, the dot started moving. Fast. Like someone in a car driving away. We were shaking. How did he know where we were? Still, we tried to sleep. Everyone was tired. We thought it was over. But then, crash! I woke up. It was dark. I couldn't see much, but I knew that sound was bad. Glass had broken. I got off the floor and looked around. Everyone else was asleep. They were too tired to hear it. But I heard it. I didn't have anything to protect myself, so I grabbed a big, empty water bottle. My hands were sweaty. My heart was beating super fast. I walked into the living room, and that's when I saw it. The sliding door to the balcony was broken. A big rock was sitting on the floor, and all around it, sharp, shiny glass. Someone had thrown the rock through the door, and I knew who it was. Alex. I turned to go wake my friends, but then I saw it. The closet door handle. It jiggled, just a little. Then again, someone was in the closet. I froze. My knees felt like jelly. I couldn't scream. I couldn't move. Was it really Alex? Had he broken in? Was he going to hurt us? I wanted to run, but my legs wouldn't listen. I took one tiny step toward the door. Bang! The closet door burst open and I screamed. But it was just a broom. A broom had fallen over and hit the door. But that's when I heard something worse. A scratching sound from the bedroom. I ran and woke everyone up. We locked the doors. We called the police, and guess what? They found Alex hiding outside, in the back alley behind the apartment. He had been watching us the whole time. He had followed us, hid near the house, and waited. The police took him away. We didn't party after that. We just packed up and left the next morning. Now, I always check the locks. I always look over my shoulder, and I never share my phone location anymore. Because sometimes, the scariest monsters are people who won't let go.